It is John's favorite time of the day, 2:30, and it's also all aboard time. They just came over the intercom looking for 2 passengers who didn't get back on the ship. And of all the places in the world that you could choose not to get back on time, I think Colombia is the worst. We're gonna go up on deck and probably hop in a pool because it's 88 degrees. Tomorrow we're in Panama Canal, so it's gonna be a really busy outdoor day. So I don't plan on being out there too long today because I don't want to burn out or burn up. Just stopped by and asked the sanctuary staff when it opens tomorrow because it's the special passing day, and generally it opens at 8, but it actually opens at 6:30 on Panama Canal Day. So we will be getting up early no matter how sleepy we are and just relaxing in our chairs up there all day, 6:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. for $60 each. And wait till you see what's all included. Decided to do pizza and a movie and go to bed early. I'm gonna have a beer, and John's gonna show you how we open beers in this family.
We have a beer for Hillary. However, will we open it? Oh wait, my convenient reef flip-flop, which Hillary thinks is exceedingly silly to have a bottle opener on it.
But then it comes in handy. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Here are the pizzas that we got. 1 pepperoni and a margarita. Yummy. And then we got Parmesan, peppers, and oregano. And we're watching Ad Astra. Good morning. It is Panama Canal Passage Day, and very different from the last time I came here because the last time we went all the way through. So we're gonna go in at 7:30 to the first one, finish at 10, and then we're going to drop people off that are doing shore excursions at 11 and resume our transit in Gatun Lake. Then at 1:30 we're going to re-enter the locks outbound and finish at 4. So it is 6:20 in the morning right now. We are going to go up. The sanctuary opens at 6:30 and I'm so excited, and the pilot should be boarding any minute. We are out with the room service breakfast people. We're gonna get our coffee up at the sanctuary. It is so early. I dreamt all night about sleeping in too long and not being here on time, except it was also embarkation day. So I was trying to get to the port and onto the ship by 6 a.m. and it was all this kind of chaos. This is much less stressful. Surprisingly, not that many people out. A lot of people at the center of the ship. We're up on a sun deck. This is where the party's at. see if these ones are taken already. I'd be shocked if not. Thank you. Wow, no one has come to claim these. That's amazing. So, get out here at 6:30. You can have nearly sanctuary seating.
Okay, for those who are on starboard side, please give me a thumb if you can hear me. I'm standing on the starboard side. If you want to hear me in your stateroom, you can turn on your bridge live cam and you will hear all the announcements from there as well.
Thank you very much.
Your most
Thank you.
exhausting and fantastic adventure during this cruise, because it's going to be full of events. We will go through the opened in 2016, and
Good morning.
as soon as we get to Gatun Lake, just listen for the announcements, check your ticket if you're on the short excursions, and listen for your group to be called in a certain area. There is no need to congregate anywhere around the ship, and you will enjoy the tour. If you decide to stay on board, you will enjoy the same ship going through the same locks back to Caribbean side.
We are 2 or 3 horns in up here in 5 minutes. But they're talking about this bridge ahead of us, which, if you remember from my last Panama series, they were not done building it yet. It was just 2 sticks, and now it's completed. $330 million to do it.
We're going to take another way. We're going to turn to the left and enter the Aqua locks, the new locks that have been opened here in 2016. To go through the canal, they can increase the power up to 25,000 horsepower. So if you have very powerful muscle, 50 to 300 meters or 500 to 1,000 feet. Every year between 13 and 14,000 ships are going through the canal. For those who are in front of the ship, on deck, now there is a vault in front of us, and we are going to take the left side to enter the Aqua locks. These are the new
You might want to go up and watch the front.
We're
We're going to enter a lock now.
Inside, this is where Norwegian sky is going through. The new chambers are 427 meters or 1,400 feet long, 55 meters or 180 feet wide, and 18 meters or 60 feet deep. The old chambers.
So they are making Bloody Marys to order and mimosas. John got a nice Bloody Mary. And we are about to enter the locks. Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
So Panama Canal could be called a Colombian. It gets very hot.
We are waiting. There's another ship ahead of us. Then we're going to go into the first lock. Okay, I corrected a mistake from the last time when I was in the sanctuary for Panama Canal Day, and I refused to let the photographer get a photo of me. He's up here doing them now, and we went over and volunteered to have our picture taken, so we'll see. If you can see right behind us, John has set up GoPro, so hopefully we'll get some cool footage, and we also have a time lapse going up at the front. We are on 2 out of 3 little sections of this first lock, and then I believe we're going to stop to let people get off and do their excursions. And we're obviously staying on board. This is, I mean, if everybody knew what you got with reserving a chair up here, it would sell out like even faster than it already does. It is such a value, and I hate to advertise stuff like that because I know it's going to make the price go up, but it's just so worth it to be up here. If you're going to take a Panama Canal cruise, come up and be in the sanctuary on Panama Canal Day. It is the best money you'll spend on the ship. Just finished going through the first set of locks, and we're in Gatun Lake. I think they said they're going to do water shuttles for the people that have excursions, and then they, I believe, will meet back up with us here. We're going to do another set. No, we're not. We're just going to be in the lake and turn around later. So we've got a while to just float and enjoy the sanctuary, and they have been doing really nice service, Bloody Marys and mimosas on demand. And the coffee, we are on our second cup of coffee now. So there's some cloud cover, thankfully, because it's going to get up to 86 today, so it's not really bad, and it's dry. If you saw my last Panama Canal Transit day, it was an absolute downpour, and I was a little worried about that because we're not under a full roof today. But it looks like it's going to be beautiful and not too hot. If it got up to 90, I don't think I could do it. But this is tolerable. What do you think of the sanctuary so far?
It's very nice, very nice.
It is, I don't know, I think like 9:30. And there are still 3 chairs, 5 out of 8 chairs down here by the spa that are open. The pool's not open yet, so that might have something to do with it, but you could still claim a seat if you wanted. It's amazing. It is 11 o'clock and they just brought around the sanctuary menu, which is perfect because we were just talking about being hungry. And they have a little bit of a different menu than they did the last time I was here. What I like to do is just basically try everything, but there is a lot more on this menu than there was last time, so we'll see. We are waiting for lunch to come around. They're serving things in what they're calling bento boxes, so I'm interested to see what that means because I'm used to just ordering like several items off of the sanctuary menu and they come out in a glass, a small portion. So I'm hoping that since I ordered 2 things, I'm not going to get 2 giant lunch boxes.
I hope you do.
Yeah, John hopes I do. He ordered 1 thing, so I'm going to look like the bad person. But anyway, they just came around with cold, wet towels and an Evian spritz. So the guy just sprays you. I was telling John, you've got to do it. Because when I went into the Four Seasons at Vegas, they had those in our little cabana. It is ridiculous how life-changing a little hairspray bottle full of cold water is on a hot day. John was like, can he come back and do that every hour? Anyway, it is really warm, so once we get lunch, I think we'll head back to the room and get into our swimsuit. Well, it is 12:30, and I just came back to the cabin to grab my swimsuit. Well, John's swimsuit, I'm going to change into mine. It is so warm out. It's the best weather you can imagine, given where we are. We haven't let our room steward in for like 2 days, so he finally was able to come in, and the room looks incredible again. He put our ice bucket in the fridge too, which is nice. Anyway, I'm gonna grab John a t-shirt and his shorts. I'm gonna put on my swimsuit and charge my phone for like 5 minutes. And then we should be heading back through the locks and toward the other side. It's like our little bento boxes came. So, let's see. That's the Fatuma salad, I think. And the vegetables and hummus. Will you open yours? Down to the pool just now, I stopped and asked the host up there, who I believe is like the manager of the sanctuary, because he definitely has a presence. Anyway, I said, what is the price for today, which is the Panama Canal Day, for a cabana? So it's a little more, I'm sure, than regular. And he said $225. I said, and that includes up to 8 people? He said, no, up to 4. And I asked if the alcohol that's in there is included. And he said, yes, 2 bottles are included with that price, which means they're paying $105 more than we paid to have a whole couch, to have 2 bottles of wine, or not wine, those were 2 bottles of vodka. And then they also have their 2 loungers in the shade on the front row, and they have been receiving dedicated service and an ice bucket, which of all things, ice seems to be the commodity that you can't get up there. So there's a lot, actually, I would have considered that if I had known the price difference wasn't that great. He said, oh, if you like the cabanas, let me offer you something. He said, what are you doing in Grand Cayman? I said, we don't have any plans. He said, okay, so I could offer you a cabana for that day, full day, with a bottle of Dom Perignon and a bottle of wine up to $50, and a dinner in the steakhouse was going to be included. That would be $350. And I said, oh, wow, that's interesting. And he said, or have a different option. And this is something I have never, ever heard of. After hours access to the sanctuary. He said, a bottle of Dom Perignon will serve you dinner from the steakhouse in the cabana during sunset. So you come up right when they close. And then another bottle of wine, and it was a crazy amount of stuff he was adding in, and he said for $550 for that. I mean, I don't blame them for capitalizing on this area. Their demand for it is beyond what they can accommodate during business hours, so I think it's amazing that they're offering stuff. But I would like to just take the bottle of Dom Perignon off. Like, I don't want to spend $500 to sit in the cabana and drink that much value of champagne. You know, you've seen me talking about how I won't spend $100 per person per day on alcohol, and that's for like unlimited cocktails. I'm not spending it on 2 glasses of champagne each, that's for damn sure. Anyway, I just think that's very interesting, and I love that they're going to start looking at ways to expand the hours and give new kinds of experiences up in the sanctuary. Most people aren't even aware that it's an option. So, good job, Princess. Just take the Dom Perignon out of that package.
Well, be sure and ask what's available.
Yeah.
Ask about the packages up there.
Right. If you're going to book some space up there, ask, you know, a cabana. Like on my last Panama Canal cruise, I got a cabana to myself at the same price as a chair. So it never hurts to ask. And I wish that we had, because we were number 4 in line when we got on board. And I love where we are right now, but we are in direct sunlight. So it would have been good to get a little bit of shade. And it might have been worth it, considering the additional things included. We would take 2 bottles of vodka back to our room at the end of the day, you know? Granted, they have a bottle of Belvedere, a liter at a time they're opening, and it's a free-flowing bar all day without paying the extra. Anyway, just very thought-provoking, and I'm happy to see them innovating what they can do up there with the sanctuary. They just came around with ice cream for everyone. John got vanilla, and I got chocolate. That's something I don't remember ever having before in the sanctuary. Okay, we are on our way back. I want to show you as we drop down here. John's gonna film because he gets it better than I do, but I'm hoping that we sink below and that this wall comes all the way up. But I don't think it's gonna happen like it did last time where I was too slow to film it. Back up in the sanctuary, we stopped on deck 7 to watch as the wall came up on the side of the ship. It's freaking amazing. And honestly, they have some really nice seating down there. So if you're gonna do the Panama Canal and you're not coming up to the sanctuary, I would recommend that you sit out on the promenade deck and grab one of those chairs, because there are so many people sitting out there relaxing. It's shaded, it's cool and windy, and then the wall just lifts up right to eye level and above, actually. So John is going back down there to try and capture it for the next lock. Anyway, this is such a cool place to cruise, and I don't believe there's reason to get off of the ship and do an excursion when what you see on board is like your scenic, I mean, it is scenic cruising. I don't know why you would leave the ship with what's going on here currently. Anyway, tea time should be in about a half hour, and we'll show you that when it starts. But for now, we're just doing our transit of the locks before we get back out. And I guess we just hang out over there until 6:30 when it's all aboard for everyone that did excursions. All right, tea time has started, and they're coming around with the little finger sandwiches. I told John to hurry up here. He is very excited about the locks. So let me show you the sandwiches. Wow, it's so pretty. So John missed picking his own stuff. He's not even here yet, but I just picked out what I think he'll like. 3 little sandwiches and 2 desserts. Too bad he wasn't here because it's the best part of being in the sanctuary. Got scones, cream, and jam. Yum. Tea time in the sanctuary. Better than tea time in our balcony room.
Yes, I agree. It's very nice.
Well, the day in the sanctuary is ending. And I have to say, compared to the last time that I was up here for the Panama Canal, if you're gonna do a half day, I would definitely recommend the morning, because you get the full experience. You're gonna go through one set of locks, and this is on a partial transit. You're gonna go through a set of locks, and they have unlimited mimosas, champagne, and Bloody Marys the whole time. I mean, they left the Bloody Mary setup and the champagne out ever since 11 a.m. when they transitioned the buffet away. But nobody, not a single person, has had a drink since 11 a.m. and it's after 4 now. And the last time I was here, they brought out like a signature drink of the day and a souvenir glass. So they did not do that today. So if you're choosing, like I said, between a morning or afternoon, definitely go for the morning. Just wake up at 6 a.m. and be here so that you can enjoy the whole experience and get the full benefit of what you're paying for. The photographer did come and take our photo, but I don't know if that's going to be delivered to our room at another time or something, but we don't have it yet. He did say it was complimentary. I still think this is like one of the best ways that you can spend your money on board and spend your day for the Panama Canal. And the sun is not right overhead anymore, so it's just really comfortable, a nice breeze, and what a lovely day. I mean, honestly. What do you think of the sanctuary?
Oh, it's terrific. I mean, it's just really, really pleasant. And the inherent limitation on the number of people in here makes it really nice, actually.
Yeah, so this morning, you could see all the people lined up back there on that upper deck. There were like 100 people. I think the capacity in here is like maybe 50 people. And this is a pretty large space. Like I have said repeatedly in videos, run, don't walk to the sanctuary on embarkation day, and book it for at least one day. If you have some kind of scenic cruising day, book it for that day, because you're not going to regret it. It's amazing. All right, it is 4:30 and we're packing up to leave. John's still got some footage rolling. And Segundo, the guy that we spoke with earlier and offered us a couple of packages, came over and said, well, can I talk to you just for a moment? and he wanted to know if we were interested in booking one of the dinner packages or the late night events that he had discussed. And we said, well, we're still thinking about it. He said, how about a different one? So do you have plans tomorrow, which is when we're in Costa Rica? We said no. He said, how about you come up here and we'll serve you breakfast in a cabana and a half bottle of champagne. It's basically the ultimate balcony breakfast, except in a cabana up here. And I believe the ultimate balcony breakfast is $50. So he said, that'll be $50. And then you can think about the other packages while you're having your amazing breakfast. Best breakfast you've ever had. The sales skills of this guy are very commendable. So we did sign up. We're gonna come up here tomorrow. But what that actually tells me is that they didn't sell the cabanas for tomorrow, because we're gonna come up at 9 a.m. We're gonna be right there. And this will be a new experience. I have never been able to just purchase a segment of the morning like that. So I'll show you what that's like. It's very interesting, and they need more Segundos in the sanctuary to...
More Segundos in the company.
Yeah, actually the whole company needs more Segundos, but to have him up here doing sales, you know, he's just, you know, they didn't sell the cabana for the whole day, but what he just did got the cabana occupied for a portion of the day. And then he is doing that in an effort to sell us a much larger package. So anyway, very interesting. I have never seen or experienced that, and I give him compliments for his sales ability. We are heading down to dinner, which is in 3 minutes. See you down there in Palm Dining Room. John remembered our table number, and we were able to get the same one. It's awesome. I'm going to do the calamari and I think the strip loin, because Yorkshire pudding sounds fancy and I don't know what that means. Then French onion soup.
Well, the fact that they got to the point that they're asking you, are you getting off?
Means that the mother has not done it. Got a cob, and John got the roasted pineapple. It's really good. French onion soup. The only better French onion soup is in the steakhouse. Served in the little goblets with the little dragon heads. Here's the pork chop. And the
didn't want us to
shrimp.
get the same thing.
And then the strip steak with the Yorkshire pudding. Well, I got the peach flambe. That's the apple strudel. The flan. What is this? Flan? And then, I don't know what that is, but that's gorgeous. What was that?
I think this is the coconut mousse.
Coconut mousse. Oh my gosh. She just brought what she thought we would like, and apparently she knows we're fatties. We're back in the cabin. Dinner was really good. She brought us 4 desserts. Okay, we love our waitress there, Palm Dining Room, but like she kind of
like
does
a
what
miniature elf-sized person, and she's not helping us.
she just decides what we're gonna like and then brings it to us. So I asked, is the peach flambe good? She's like, oh yeah, it's really good. And then she suggested the apple tart or the apple something. And John said he was thinking, instead of whatever she suggested, of, what were you looking at? The creme brulee.
Yeah.
So we ended up with peach flambe, creme brulee, the apple tart,
And in all fairness, the stuff she
and a
suggested
coconut.
were really good.
I mean, I'm sure all the desserts are good, but we did not need to eat all of them. So anyway, we had a sampling. We did not eat everything, but we each had a couple bites of each thing. We had a really good time in the Panama Canal. I hope you enjoyed coming with us and the different time lapses and videos that John took. I think that he got amazing footage that will rival my other time lapse from a few years ago when I came through here. And you guys really did me wrong. Only like 200 of you have watched that time lapse in the years that it has been there. So he's obviously going to outperform me with his footage. But all right, just before we log off for the night, I want to touch a little bit more on Segundo and why they need to encourage his mindset intensively. They need to be encouraging people to think the way that he does. My line of work, which a lot of you ask about, is property management, multifamily property management to be specific. And in that line of work, what's really important is that you think like an owner. And that's what Segundo is doing. He is occupying space that otherwise would have gone unsold. I'm convinced he is the manager of the sanctuary. And if he's not, he should be. And if he is, whoever promoted him to that place knows what they're doing. Because he takes ownership over that sanctuary and he knows how the space is being used, whether it's being used, and he targets the customers during the day that may be willing to spend additional money at times when it's not currently reserved. As a customer, I appreciate that he's giving me these options I've never heard about. And as a shareholder, I appreciate that he is going the extra mile to capitalize on every moment that they might be able to bring income to that space. It is encouraging to see someone thinking that way. But if Princess can find people like Segundo, that's how they're going to recover best from this past couple of years. So what he's doing is taking the ultimate balcony dinner, which we're in an interior cabin right now, so we can't do an ultimate balcony dinner. He doesn't know that. He also doesn't know that we have no drink package. But he goes ahead and offers something like, how about the steakhouse surf and turf dinner with a bottle of champagne at sunset here in the Cabana? And he knows I have an interest in the Cabana because I started the conversation by asking, what's the price of that Cabana if I had chosen that instead of these chairs? So he just takes that little grain of information and builds on it and offers me a few things and gauges our response. And if we didn't end up jumping on the opportunity for the huge package of $350 or $500, he comes back and offers a $50 thing. A much smaller window of time, but it's still what he knows I'm interested in, which is the Cabana space and some exclusive moment to use it. I think that Princess and Carnival as a corporation would be really well served to focus on employees like that and promote them, put them in positions of power, and encourage them to come up with ideas which will help the company to evolve. We'll see you in the morning for that breakfast, and I'm gonna make sure to leave a comment card about him. That is what Princess and Carnival need right now, more than anything.